Every time I get on live, I feel like something new has updated because this time it did a countdown. It did 3, 2, 1. It didn't ask me to take the photograph. It didn't ask me to do anything. So, yeah, I guess we're just right in the thick of it. So, as you can see from the title of this live stream, I tried. I know I told you guys I was gonna try not to get back on this YouTube's until I did my review of RIIZE and Boys Next Door. I have tried. I have listened to Boys Next Door songs for the last 2 weeks. I've been trying to get through it, but guys, I just can't. I just can't. And I want to start by saying it's not because I dislike Boys Next Door. I don't have any personal feelings about these boys. They seem perfectly adequate and fine. It's just that I have nothing interesting to say about them. Same thing with RIIZE. I think RIIZE has some cute songs. They have some boring songs. They have a discography that is all of maybe 20 minutes. So, not much to say there as well. Boys Next Door does have a little bit longer discography. I think it takes about 2.5 hours to get through their songs. Um, and the main thing I have to say about them is that they sound like a cross between BAP and no, not BAP. They sound like a cross between Block B and Big Bang. That is the main vibe I get from listening to them is if you are a fan of Block B and Big Bang, maybe if you like a little bit of Winter, then that's what it is. Like maybe even a little bit of Icon. It is very for being a group that's not on YG, they are extremely YG coded. I think people who are fans of Treasure should be fans of Boys Next Door. I think the only thing that's different is that they're not as dance focused, which I think that's cool. I don't think that everyone needs to dance, but that's the vibe I got from Boys Next Door. So I apologize to those of you who were waiting for me to say something profound or to really dig into the discography, give you a top 10. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen because I've tried really hard to make it happen, and I just can't drum up the content for you. So I wanted to apologize for that because yeah, if you were looking forward to it and it really meant something to you, and this is one of your favorite groups right now, and you really wanted to hear fun things or wanted me to introduce new people to them, I just it's not in me. It's not in me. But if you are an old school fan of Big Bang, Icon, Winner, Block B, you'll definitely feel it. They kind of lean away from the more Block B-esque stuff from the beginning of their discography, and it feels like they lean more into like the YG-esque stuff towards the end. But yeah, that's the vibe I get. So, tis what tis. RIIZE's got a couple of really cute songs. Check them out. But overall, every song that I liked from RIIZE, I kept thinking, damn it, if only I could get Red Velvet to record this song. So, if that gives you kind of the idea of what you'll get if you listen to them, that was the vibe. I was like, if only I could get Red Velvet to record this. They sound fine. The group has some cute vocals. There's nobody who's a standout vocalist, but somebody's choosing really good songs for that group, very catchy songs. The ballads are trash. They have horrible ballads, but the up-tempo songs and the mid-tempo songs, they actually work. So check them out if you're wanting to. And then I'm also going to be honest about one other thing. Outside of just the Boys Next Door catalog not really being for me, there are so many other things that have been capturing my attention lately. Not least of all the fact that we have an election next Tuesday here in the United States, that it has just been really hard to focus my energies on a group where the music isn't really doing it for me, because honestly there is music that is doing it for me that I really would rather talk about. And so I'm just going to talk a little bit about the music that's doing it for me that I want to talk about. So let's start with the thing I should have been talking about if I had gone on here a week ago. Rose Apartment. Ah Pata Pata is such a great move from her, and I'm mad that Lisa didn't think of it first. Not that I have anything against Rose. I love Rose. She's beautiful, she's talented, she's a bit thinner than maybe feels appropriate, but at the same time, I don't know her body, I don't know her life, and I'm not going to make assumptions about it, but there've been a couple of photographs where she looked thin in a way that was a little bit concerning, but again, I don't know her life, so we're not going to cast judgment on that. She looked perfectly healthy in the apartment video. But I say all that to say, Die with a Smile has already been added to my list of like classic Bruno Mars songs. If you guys don't know, I'm a huge Bruno Mars fan. I think he is one of the best songwriters and performers working in the 21st century. But it is it was already like Bruno Mars wins the album, wins the album. When Apartment came out, I'm like, okay, Bruno Mars, please quit playing with me. Please quit playing with me. I'm tired of us acting like you don't need to release music. You need to release music because this is that bitch. Now, there's a lot of people who are saying the song is not popular because of Bruno Mars. The song is popular because of Rose. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Rose definitely has a fandom. The Blackpink fandom is huge. So, yeah, Rose is definitely pushing streams. But let's not act like Bruno Mars is not Bruno Mars. Like, Bruno Mars was pushing numbers with Lady Gaga. And there were a lot of people who were like, oh, well, the song did good because Lady Gaga is Lady Gaga. Tell that to the Harlequin soundtrack. Die with a Smile did big numbers because it was a Bruno Mars song with Lady Gaga. I don't care what anybody says. You can argue with me in comments if you want to. That song sounds nothing like anything else in Lady Gaga's catalog. But that song sounds like at least two different Bruno Mars songs I could think of. And so, with that being said, that song is amazing, but then there are moments in Apartment that sound like other Bruno Mars songs I've heard before. If you go back and you listen to the very first Bruno Mars album, a lot of those kind of tracks sound very much like Apartment. Therefore, I can honestly say Bruno Mars is that guy. He's that dude. And I'm really pissed at Lisa that she didn't have him in her shit because Quiet as It's Kept. The first song that Lisa did, the one that has the Tame Impala sample, I was like, this is cute. I like this a lot. Then the song that she did with Rosalia, my daughter really loves that song. So Stevie, she's all about that song. The Moonlight song, the song she wrote for her boyfriend, my God, it's terrible. And I don't say that as a hater to Lisa. I say that as a person who loves music. As a person who loves music, I appreciate that Lisa wanted to put it out there in the streets that I can sing. And I don't just sing pop music or rap pop. I sing. I'm a vocalist. I appreciate that she wanted to put that message out there in the streets for the people. The problem is the song is so boring. It would have been better if we're just really being honest with ourselves. It would have been better if she had just done the cover of the Sixpence None the Richer song Kiss Me. Like that would have made more sense. Instead, she did some weird different verses, but then took the chorus from Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer and she changed the lyrics so it'd be about Paris because that's where he's from. Also, if you guys don't know, she is dating the heir to the Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy empire. So big fucking money, huge fucking money. And he is like the plainest looking guy you've ever seen. Like, honestly, if you put him in a lineup with some of the dudes that showed up for the Timothy Chalamet lookalike contest, I wouldn't be able to pick him out of a lineup. He looks like a guy who is a junior intern for an investment company. If that gives you an idea of what the vibe is, like that's the vibe. But she's head over heels for him. That is her boo, that is her man, that is her lover. And so she did this song, talking about kiss me under the Paris moonlight, whatever. It's a terrible song. And I really feel bad that this is what she's putting out. It makes me feel like she needs better advisors. She has a lot of connections in the industry. Obviously, she got Rosalia on the song. She got the Tame Impala sample. I really need her to get in contact with a tastemaker. That's the best way I could put it. One of the things about a large record company is that there's a lot of people at a record company and a few of them are tastemakers, and they hire people who share their taste, who share their vision, and then that is the crew that comes up with the rollouts in terms of concepts, in terms of visuals, in terms of what songs are being selected. And I think Lisa has taste. I'm not saying that she doesn't, but I think that she needs a taste maker on her team to help her with song selection and just to let her know when shit's not working. Because, yeah, that Moonlit song did not work for me. Thailand loves it, didn't work for me. Jennie's song, Mantra, I listened to it once. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was bad. I think of all the songs that have been released since Blackpink didn't sign individually to YG or resign, I think it is the most Blackpink sounding song out of the entire group of songs, but it wasn't something that was particularly memorable for me. And while I think it's cute that Jennie is, sticking with kind of something that is more in that wheelhouse, it's also one of those things where I'm just like, you can do better. And not you can do better like you're actively trying to be bad. I think it's just like, push your limits, Jennie. You have capabilities. You are that girl, really. And I think it's important for you not to lean so much on the image that YG cultivated for you, but really come out there and give people an idea of who you are. And so, yeah, I like music. I love music, but Rose, she did the right thing by getting Bruno Mars. And I think the reason why she got Bruno Mars is because the Black label is desperate. So whatever Bruno Mars was asking for in terms of money to appear on videos, to promote, to write songs, they paid because the stock price had been slipping. I don't think Baby Monster is really pulling in the kind of views, the kind of loyalty, the kind of everything else that YG needs to satisfy the shareholders. So this is the thing that they're doing, and I think it was worth it. I think it was worth every penny you paid to Bruno Mars and maybe even a little bit more because he gave y'all a bona fide fucking hit. Now Illit. Illit has two songs out, Cherish, and there's another one, I don't know what it's called, but apparently, uh, one of the songs that they released, I think the Cherish song, it was a song that Min Hee Jin previewed as a possible comeback for New Jeans. Like, it has a very similar song, if not the same. And then that's the song that Illit came out with. So, scandal about that. Also, Min Hee Jin was not reinstated as the Adore CEO. She lost her case on that. And Hybe is in a world of shit. Okay, I'm gonna turn my light on because it's getting dark. But this is the thing that I wanted to talk to y'all the most about. This is the thing that has been weighing on my heart the most. This is the thing that, like, more than anything, I want to talk to you in terms of like politics or anything else. This shit with Hybe really, it's in my spirit and my soul to tell you about this. So, if you haven't already heard, there were some internal documents from Hybe that were discussed at a National Assembly meeting where Hybe had to basically explain what the fuck is going on over there. And uh, Hybe had internal documents, which is their market opposition research, which was basically them shit talking every single anybody that they could. I mean, shit talking people inside Hybe, shit talking people outside Hybe, utilizing YouTubers and media outlets to ruin the reputations of all the people around them. It was it was the kind of shit that like supervillains do, but it was happening in real life. And the whole thing that Hype said is like, oh well, this was just discussions. We didn't really do anything. We were just talking about it because this is how we let off steam. The same shit that Min Hee Jin said when Hype said she was trying to get a door out from underneath Hype. Anywho, it turns out that Hype for years for years has been trying to ruin the reputation of all of their opponents. They put together like a multi-point plan to bring down SM when they lost the bid to own SM. They have put together plans to basically throw their own pre-debut and just debuted members under the fucking bus when there were other situations they were trying to eliminate the rumor mill for. They have been just, when people say that idols are treated as subhuman, Hybe in their internal communications have basically reiterated that point tenfold. And people are trying to boycott Hybe right now, which I don't think is going to be successful because people can't even successfully boycott SM, myself included. But what makes me the maddest about this, and the reason why it's been on my heart to talk about it, is that for years. And when I say for years, I mean all the way back when the big conflict was EXO versus BTS. For years, I have been saying that if K-pop companies didn't want fans to fight each other, all they had to do was come out and say, don't fight each other. But that K-pop companies make money when people fight. They like to see the girls fighting because when the girls fight, do you know what they do when they fight? They buy merch, they buy albums, they look at chart performance. This is the shit that new fans argue about. When I was coming up as a fan, before I even was into K-pop, I never cared about sales. I never cared about chart position. I cared about, is the music good? And when the music stopped being good, I'd stop listening. But I never cared about where did my group debut on the charts? How long have they been on the charts? How many albums did they sell? Uh, that is fandom now. That is the commodification and the gamization of fandom. And so now people don't consider their groups a success if they don't chart at a certain position, if they don't sell a certain amount of albums. Speaking of selling albums, by the way, it looks like Hybe has been manipulating the charts. It looks like what's been happening is that someone internally has been buying albums and then returning them after the first week. So moving forward from that, that was a little side tangent. Every time BTS fans wanted to prove that they had a better fandom and a better group than EXO, it was buy as many albums as possible, make as many versions as possible, make it seem like this other group is imitating us. All these things, all of this, which we used to think, oh, fangirls have lost their fucking mind. Oh, fangirls are inventing all these weird conspiracy theories. Oh, fangirls are what's ruining the industry and making it less fun. No, it's not them. It is the fucking labels that are feeding this. It is the fucking labels that are out here and promoting an environment of hatred and spite. And a big part of this, if you don't already know, a big part of this is that it is a lesson to the idol. The lesson being, if we can ruin the reputation of your competitor, if you ever think of falling out of line, we will ruin you as well. Now, SM was pretty blatant when they would ruin people. When they attempted to ruin different members of Super Junior, when they attempted to ruin different members of DBSK, they were pretty blatant about, leave us and you'll never work in this town again. But Hybe has always hid, at least I would say before BTS went to the military, Hybe has always hid beneath the veneer of, we're just an underdog who got lucky and, we're trying to do things differently in the industry and nobody knew we could take it this far. Fucking Bang PD was huge, big, huge, gigantic friends with JYP. He got his start through JYP, writing songs, managing members of 2AM, you know, two or three members, I think it's two or three members of BTS are in a Jokwon video before they debuted. Like, JYP basically gave the leg up to Hybe to become what it is. And Hybe has been talking mad shit about Inmix, talking mad shit about Twice. It is it is so wild because if Hybe proves nothing else in life, it proves this much. Don't trust a loser. And I don't say that to call BTS losers because this is not about them. This is about the label. Bang PD, not that long ago, was spotted walking around Los Angeles with two different women who are known for being VJs, or as they call them in Korea, BJs, on Africa TV. They were known for being busty and sexy and just, ooh, that type, right? And he claims, oh, I don't know these girls. I was just giving them directions. I don't know what you're talking about. Bang PD looks like me, but if I was a middle-aged Korean man. Like glasses, frumpy, overweight, built bad. Like Bang PD is not cute. And he was out here with women who, if there was no money involved, wouldn't look at him twice and definitely wouldn't ask him for directions if they saw him on the street. But when you have grown up being that person, sometimes when the power gets into your hands, you can't help but be absolutely power hungry and wild. Sometimes you don't give the loser the power. And I say that with my heart on my sleeves. I didn't grow up being popular. I've never been popular. Anything that people have liked about me or found value in, I had to work hard to make their opinion be what it is about me. It was never something where like my looks got me ahead, my privilege got me ahead. Like I've never had that. I've worked hard for my self-image. I've worked hard for my image in other people's eyes. Like nothing has been handed to me other than the fact that I was born fully abled and cisgendered. Those are the only things that have been handed to me. And whenever I've had the opportunity to do better, I've tried to make it a point in my mind to not be that hateful bitch who needs to keep other people down to rise. But Bang PD is one of those fucking people that in order for him to rise, because he probably has so much built up jealousy and envy and everything else, he's got to push down other people. This is all my thoughts. These are not provable, but having a company with a fucking mean ass spirit like that, it comes from the top and it works its way down. They didn't start from the bottom and go up. It comes from the top and it works its way down. That motherfucker is mean, and he's got mean people around him, and he's jealous of other people. And now that he's in a position of power, it's all about money and it's all about tearing down everybody else. And if Bang PD could, he would buy every fucking K-pop company in South Korea, and anything that you get music wise coming from South Korea would have Hybe's number stamped on it. And it's really sad. It's really sad because K-pop's not doing what it used to do. Granted, I don't think K-pop will ever fully go away just because there are people who will always be fans. There's some of us who have tattoos. So I don't think K-pop will ever fully go away. But any growth K-pop could have had absolutely could have been growth based on the fact that this is a community that people can feel safe in. You know, people wonder why Megan Thee Stallion is able to have so many people go to her concerts, even though she doesn't chart very well when it comes to album sales. And, you know, she has singles here and there, but, you know, she's not a big singles artist. She's more of an album artist. She's more of a vibe. It's because she creates a space around her that when you're in it, you feel accepted. You feel like this is a safe space. You feel I'm around like-minded people. And most of the time, at least the Megan fans that I follow, they're not really too interested in shitting on other people unless those people have shit on Megan first. And I feel like if K-pop could be known as a safe space, if K-pop could be known as a place where you don't have to be afraid of being doxxed, if K-pop could be known as a place where weirdos are called out, if K-pop could be known as a place where being a multi-fan isn't looked at as being a fucking traitor or not being faithful to a group, where we weren't constantly looking at the numbers of sales, especially now that we know a lot of these fucking numbers are inflated. If K-pop could become a place where people could feel accepted and allowed to be themselves and allowed to celebrate other people's wins, K-pop could be so much bigger than it is. But people are short-sighted and capitalism doesn't give a fuck. Capitalism doesn't care about the future of our planet. Capitalism doesn't care about the future of workers. Capitalism doesn't even care about the future of its products. All it cares about is fucking money. And that's all that Hybe cares about. And I think these news reports have proven that if you are a Hybe company stan, I have to wonder what the fuck is wrong with you. And this comes from an SM stan. And I know something the fuck is wrong with me. But if you are a Hybe stan and you sit and you watch them do this kind of behavior and you don't feel the need to say shit, even their own artists feel the need to say shit. One of the members of 17 just recently wrote something about how, you know, this industry is wild, things need to be right. So I say all that to say that I have felt bad not buying Shiny this last year, not buying Red Velvet's latest comeback, not supporting the artists that I have really, really liked over the years, not even supporting Taemin and Onu as they've gone on to independent ventures. I felt bad about that. But you know what? I don't feel bad about that shit anymore. And I'm not going to ever just completely stop listening to K-pop because it's still a part of my, origin story. It's the reason why I'm able to talk to you now. But I don't regret letting K-pop go because honestly, me supporting K-pop and knowing how fucking toxic shit has been recently and how the goalposts keep moving, it makes me wonder what the fuck is wrong with me? What the fuck is wrong with me for supporting this bullshit? And I just wanted to give you guys a follow up to my story that I told you guys, not last time, but the time before, about the lady I work with who is planning on moving her family to South Korea. I think that's still happening. I think she's already been there or she's getting stuff together, but I figured out why. And now that I know the reason why, every fucking thing makes sense. So remember I was telling you I work with somebody who is planning on moving her family to South Korea and starting a business there and living there full stop. And I was like, I don't know why you would do this because that shit sounds mad weird. I gave all the reasons why I thought it was mad weird. It is because this person is a super conservative Christian. And I will say this. I am a Christian myself, but I don't consider myself a conservative Christian. If anything, I consider myself kind of a universalist. But Korea is having a march, or they just had a march with a bunch of conservatives walking through Seoul. I think it was thousands of people on the streets, and they were there to protest anti-discrimination laws, BL of all things, uh, feminism, but also low birth rates. Uh, and basically anything that doesn't fall under the category of licking men's nuts and anyone who's different being quiet. And the mayor of Seoul congratulated them on their successful march. And if I read some shit like that and then thought about moving my family to that place, it would have to be because that's the kind of environment I want to live in. And that's the environment that this person wants to live in. So for that, yeah, good luck to you. But anyway, that's all I have to say right now. You leave comments if you want to. The music I'm listening to that is not K-pop right now, Lady Gaga's new song "Disease." I really, really love that. Tyler, the Creator's new album, Chromacopia, has some great stuff on it. I especially like the song "Darling I." I listened to Meg Thee Stallion's Act 2. If you are used to Southern rap, especially if you used to listen to like UGK and Slim Thug and Paul Wall, then you should like Act 2. It's basically a repackage of her last album, but with a bunch of new songs added. I don't think she needs to do a remix of Mamushi, but it is what it is. And what else am I listening to? Heavy on the Dochi. I really like her new album. Um, yeah, I'm listening to other stuff. I'm going back and revisiting Bruno Mars catalog because I miss him. And, just checking out whatever's new, whatever's fun. And I hope you guys find things that make you happy and are fun. And I wish the best for all of us. I really, really wish the best for all of us. Come next week, who the fuck knows what's going to happen here in the United States, but as long as I have a platform, as long as I'm able to do this channel, I want you to know I'm going to always try to make this a place where you feel like you are safe. I'm always going to try to make this a place where you feel like you are heard. And I'm always going to try to make this a place where if you aren't accepting of other people, or if you aren't willing to have your ears open, or if you aren't willing to be logical about shit, then you don't need to be here because life is too fucking short. The earth is fucking dying. Why would I waste my time on some bullshit and some drama when I could spend what remaining time we have being happy, talking about the things we love, and making each other feel like there's a place where we belong. So for that, I thank you guys for listening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.